Hi, I'm Vanessa Sturgeon. What a stunning view. I never get tired of it. As president and CEO of TMT Development and a proud Oregon native, I have a passion for Portland, leadership, and our community. So we've created a series called Portland Strong, Leaders Among Us, a solution-driven conversation with some of our city's most intriguing change makers. Together, let's see how we can learn from them on how to keep this beautiful city of ours, Portland, strong. One of the biggest national conversations going on is about race relations and diversity. These conversations don't just impact minorities, they affect all of us. Just ask Sam Brooks. Sam is a Portland legend and the founder of the award-winning Oregon Association of Minority Entrepreneurs, or OAME, and founder of Brooks Staffing. Let's find out how Sam's lifelong efforts to help minorities is lifting up our entire community today on Portland Strong, Leaders Among Us. Well, Sam, let's talk about your business focus. You have Brooks Staffing and OAME, and both of those organizations are really focused on solutions.
Yes.
So how is OAME driving solutions in minority business?
We raise money for our kids programs with this, and on the inside of this, it says if you're in business and not making a profit, you're going out of business. We're trying to help businesses to understand what they need to do to be successful.
So if a business within OAME is struggling in an area, they can come to the organization and they'll get support.
Absolutely. We start with that.
How is lifting up minorities part of OAME's mission?
Everybody's in and nobody's out. That's our philosophy. If we could get that concept in my mind fully together in our country, we would have everything solved.
It sounds so simple.
It's a message that I think people want to hear, but I think you have to remind people of it. And after a while, they will begin to accept it.
They want to hear that they're welcome and included.
Right, exactly.
You have a very interesting story of your upbringing.
Yeah.
And I think that people would love to hear a little bit about how you grew up and how did you end up here today?
I grew up in Tennessee, segregated South of the 40s and 50s, where you couldn't eat in the same place, you didn't drink from the same water fountain and all those kind of things. None of that has ever bothered me really all that much because I was raised by a grandmother who was all about who you are. And when people called us names, I remember specifically, my grandmother says, well, do you answer to that? And I said, no. She said, well, then you don't have to worry about that then, do you? I came to Oregon in 1968 in between my second and third tour of duty in Vietnam. Met Howard Vollum, founder of Tektronix. And he said, if you come back to Oregon, look me up and I'll give you a job. So on the other hand, I've been kicked out of places. One particular, I walked in and to give my card and they said, when we are not looking for affirmative action candidates, we're also not looking for people that find it. And I said, well, I didn't mention affirmative action, but I see we probably not gonna talk. 2 years later, the same person called me and said, you may not remember me. And I said, oh yeah, I remember you. And he said, we've been told by the federal government that you wrote a lot of federal regulations that you were the person that we should talk to. And wondering if you'd be interested in working with us. I said, I would be happy to work with you, but it'll probably cost you more now.
That's unbelievable. We are losing a lot of our minority population in Portland, a lot of it due to really high home prices. So what can we do really to stem the tide of the outflow of minorities from Portland?
The old saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. I would require that. That is, I would insist that you have some low income or affordable housing as a part of whatever it is you're doing. And if you were to do that, you would always be bringing other people along with you.
Well, there's good news in that front, Sam. Inclusionary zoning is here. And in the next few months, it's going to be codified. So, and it's
great.
It's between 10 and 20%
I like it.
of all units are going to be affordable housing.
I mean, so it isn't a complex thing, but you can't just leave people to their own because, you know, all of us left to our own probably would just be highly successful, make a ton of money.
Sam, thank you so much for taking the time to introduce us to your staff today, to get a tour of the building. What you're doing here at OAME is just phenomenal, and I just want you to know how much personally I appreciate all the work that you've done around the city.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to have a partnership with somebody that gets it.
Thank you, Sam.
All right.